folks, it's the Red, and it's time to begin a brand new LP. But before we actually begin it, let's go ahead and give it a little backstory, shall we?
In a world covered by endless water, people are forced to eke out a living on the small patches of land that remain above the sea. The people of this world rely on ancient technology driven by quantum refractors, a powerful energy source. These refractors lie in ancient ruins underground and in the sea, and are sought out by explorers called diggers. These brave explorers are the sole source of refractor energy, which has become a cornerstone of the emerging civilizations. Originally, this was the diggers' only purpose, to find refractors so that civilization might endure. However, over the years, the story of a fabulous treasure, the legendary Mother Lode, began to be whispered among the diggers. The Mother Lode, a treasure so great that if it were discovered, it would provide so much power that the world never need fear running out of energy. Seeking this Mother Lode, diggers travel from one island to another in their flying machines, ever hoping that they'll find what they seek just over the horizon. Hope, despair, charity, greed, duty, power. Who can say what truly motivates the diggers?
Yes, folks, it's time for us to begin Mega Man Legends, released in 1997 for the PlayStation 1, and also on the N64 in 2001 as Mega Man 64. This would be the first proper 3D Mega Man game, and let me tell you, a lot of people really like this game. There's a lot going on in this one. It is something else. If we actually wait around on the title screen here for a little bit, there will actually be a cutscene that we don't see in the game proper, so I figured I'd show that off as well.
Testing. 1, 2, 3. Testing. All right, listen up. Drop everything and give me your undivided attention. In about an hour, we'll be arriving at our destination, Catalog's Island. Double check your equipment readings and make sure everything's in working order. I want another flawless operation, same as the last one. I swear this treasure will be ours or my name's not Bond. Let's do it!
So, who were those guys exactly? Well, we'll learn more about them as the game goes on. So, let's go ahead and get things started, but before we actually start the game, there's one little adjustment I need to make here. Changing that to directional buttons so that we can actually move properly in the 3D environments, and I'll be sure to explain all that later on. But for now, time to get the game started.
Here we go!
Yeah, this is going to be a pretty cutscene heavy video, so enjoy the story!
Mega Man? Mega Man? Mega Man? Can you hear me?
Just barely. The transmission isn't too clear.
I got worried because the transmission got cut off suddenly.
I'm okay. I think this is the last door. Whoa! It's still active! The reactor's still running!
Great! What about the refractor?
It's here! It's a big one, too!
All right, now maybe we can finally get some money. Be careful.
Phew.
up on my screen. Looks like a Reaver bot. You'd better get out of there. Come on.
Right. If you see anything, let me know. Here we go!
Wow, almost 6 minutes into the video and we're only just now getting to the gameplay. How about that? Anyway, like I said, this is a 3D Mega Man game, so unlike pretty much the rest of the series, which is a 2D run-and-gun shooting type of game, we now have a third dimension to work with, and, yeah, it is something else. And of course, this being the first thing that you're going to, we have ourselves an introductory dungeon that basically just explains everything that you can do along the way. Here, it's basically just explaining that how to do shooting and locking on to enemies. Basically, you shoot with the square button, and you can lock on to an enemy with R2. Locking on can be a little bit of a problem due to the fact that you have to stand still to lock onto an enemy. So, it's not going to be too much of a problem in this level per se, but later on, we're going to want to be able to move while we're shooting, so the first game's lock-on isn't all that great, I don't find. These robots popping out of the walls are Reaver bots. They are distinguished by their glowing red eye of death, and they will generally attack anyone who enters their ruins, so take them out whenever you see them. The little diamonds popping out of the robots are refractor shards, which are basically the currency of the game, called zenny. Naturally, the bigger the shard, the more zenny it's worth, and you're going to want to collect as much zenny as you can, because there's a lot of things to buy in this game, and you're going to need a whole lot of it if you want to get everything that you want. Nope, no door yet. Anyway, you can head over here to fight more of those Reaver bots if you want to, and sometimes they'll drop those little orange cubes there. Those are energy pickups. Those will add to your health. The health is actually shown down in the lower left corner of the screen. I can have 5 bars, which actually amounts to about, like, 10 notches of health or so. That can be increased later on. Don't tell me where to go. I do. And yeah, if you look up in the upper left corner of the screen, you can actually see the map of the dungeon, and it's slowly being filled in the more we run around in the place. It makes it very handy to determine areas that we haven't been to yet, and if you actually press the select button, you can see the entire map of the room you're in as it's being filled. So that's nifty. So what do we got going on in here? Shiny button. It's a trap! But if you just hold the R2 button, these little worm enemies aren't going to be too much of a problem. And that completes the worm-up round. So yeah, this area was completely pointless. I just felt like showing that off, because it's not a terribly big dungeon, so why not?
Do you see a door?
Nope.
That should be the way out. It's not far from your current position.
It's literally right in front of me. Anyway, yeah, we can press the circle button to go into a door, which usually comes in 2s.
Watch out, there's something right in front of you.
So yeah, I never really owned this game as a kid. I actually played this fairly recently, about a year or 2 ago. I was aware of the game, though, but never really grew up with this one. But what I've played of it, it's actually quite good. I mean, there's a reason that this is a cult classic, after all. Anyway, in Mega Man tradition, you can run around, you can shoot, and, as we're about to learn here, we can jump. And X button does exactly that. Yes, 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 we get the idea of how to jump and pull ourselves up. So there you go. You press the jump, and it seems like he goes pretty high, but, yeah, we'll be addressing the height issue later on.
Hold it, don't move. Looks like it didn't see you. It looked like a Reaver bot. We were lucky.
Eh, we weren't that lucky. I mean, I could have taken him. Because I'm Mega Man, and I'm awesome. Anyways, we head in, actually, yeah, we're gonna go this way real quick, and here we'll find ourselves a big blue cube that we can't climb on top of for whatever reason, but if we shoot at it a few times, money scatters all over the place. Here's where it explains what the quantum refractors are for. Yeah, just like that, it's used for currency, and you can find the orange cubes to refill your life. Pretty much what I just said. So, it's pretty much impossible to try and get all the money in this room, but, should have went for that Zenny instead, but oh well. Try and pick up as many as you can, but there will be an item later on that will help us get that more easily. Well, that thing's noisy.
What is it, Mega Man? I'm picking up strong energy readings. Is it some kind of barrier? Is there a switch for the barrier anywhere close by? Don't give up. It's gotta be around somewhere.
Alright, so now we need to go and find a switch in order to get past that barrier.
Picking up a Reaver bot.
And here she's just explaining a Reaver bot that's overhead, so we'll just use R2 to take that thing down. But yeah, that's one thing I really like about this game is how Zelda-esque it is in its design. It's basically like a dungeon. You gotta figure out how to get through it. You gotta find the key to pass through the door. You sometimes find an item to help you get through it. And then you usually fight a boss at the very end. Of course, for the most part, the items that you find have to be taken back somewhere else in order to be made into a proper weapon that you can use later on. Anyway, yeah, there's also chests that you could find, goodies inside, such as money. And if we head on over here, we got Power Razor. And this actually explains to us about Mega Man Buster parts. So basically, we can take the Power Razor and attach it to our Mega Buster to increase the power. And there's a number of different parts that we can use to upgrade our parts. Basically, go to Buster Parts from your menu, Equip, and right here you can see there are actually two slots that we can put it in. Well, you can't really see them because it's just a blank space right now, but we'll select one of them and put the Power Razor on it. And now, as you can see on the gauge over there, my attack power went up a little bit. Using Buster Parts, there are three other categories that can be upgraded as well. There's Energy, which will increase the number of shots that you can shoot at one time. Range, which of course will let you shoot farther. And Rapid, which lets you shoot faster. We'll be able to upgrade all of that later on.
Huh? Mega Man, can you hear me? I'm losing you. The transmission's breaking.
Wolf? Are you alright? Can you hear me?
Find it kind of weird that the transmission is breaking up from here, considering how fine it was everywhere else, including in front of that barrier. But, oh well. Inside, we're going to find our first boss, Hanmuru Doll. Being an intro boss, he's not going to be terribly difficult to beat. Basically, just strafe around him using L1 and R1, and just keep popping shots at him as you do so. Try and keep him at the center of the room, that way you can more easily strafe around him. Try not to turn too much, so you can actually aim properly. But, yeah, he's not terribly difficult to beat. And now it's time for a bunch of cutscene. See you in a little while.
Look at that sky. Well, that's a happy sight after being underground for so long. I wonder where Roar went. No way. Back for more?
abandoned forever. Really like the visuals here.
Phew. Nice timing, Roll.
Anytime, Mega Man. I'm sorry, Mega Man. I had some engine problems, and...
It's okay, Roll. But I'm glad you showed up when you did.
all's well that ends well, right? And we were able to get a refractor. We should be able to get by with that for a while. If only the mother lode were as easy to find as this.
Don't worry. We'll find it someday. And your parents, too.
Thanks. I know we will.
Oh, the engine's overheating. The smoke's so thick I can barely see.
What? I guess the flutter's in worse shape than I thought.
Bro, the number 5 feeder's going crazy. She can't take much more of this.
Gramps, can you open up the number 11 valve again?
Got it.
We'd better find some place to set down. Mega Man, check the map.
There's an island called Cadilloc's about 100 miles southwest.
Good! Check!
I can't do much more by myself down here. Can somebody give me a hand?
Sorry, Gramps, but my hands are a little full right now.
Oh, I see it! Land ho!
Come on, hold together. Just a little bit more. Hold on, I'm taking her down.
Right!
Watch out! You're gonna crash! Ah!
Looks like we made it. This looks pretty bad. I don't think it'll be safe to set foot in here for quite a while.
We've been pushing her so hard. Haven't been taking good enough care of her. We'll just have to fix her up.
Looks like the repairs aren't going to be finished anytime soon. We'll be here for a while, I guess. This island, what do you call it, Mega Man? Cattle Lock? Must have a town or a city somewhere. Think you could go take a look around?
And take a look around we shall do in the next video, but first, let's go ahead and talk to this little dancing monkey over here. This is Data. Hi, my name's Data. Yep. But you already knew that, didn't you? I mean, we've been friends for years, right? Come on, come talk to me if you want to save, okay? And, yeah, you can basically talk to Data at any time, and he'll completely refill your health and save your game, or tell you about what you need to do next. So, we're going to go ahead and save this to my memory card. It's thinking about it. And, yeah, I don't actually have any data right now, so that was part of the reason why I wanted to do a playthrough of this game, was to create a new save. Nifty! Alright, so now that we're done with that, we're going to go ahead and call it a video here, and, join us next time as we begin the adventure proper. See you then!